Evan Neal has been a consensus top 5 draft pick for the last 12 months. The Alabama product shone again in pass pro in 2021, but there are some pretty glaring holes in his game that I want to accentuate and explain to you today. So let's take a look at his 2021 film and break down whether the New York Jets should take Evan Neal at number 4 overall, and if he'd be a fit for the Jets in the Mike LaFleur scheme. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet. And let's talk a little Evan Neal today. Bit of a polarizing prospect for me after I went back and watched his tape. In my mind, he's been a guy I'm comfortable to take at number 4 for the Jets. But I think I'm slowly moving off that, and I'm going to explain to you why in this video today. I think it's a realistic chance that the Jets are picking at number 4, and Ike Ekwonu is already off the board, and that Hutchinson and also Thibodeau are both also gone. And that leaves them in a dilemma, because Evan Neal makes the most sense. The Jets still need offensive line help, but he can't play guard realistically, even though he did early on at Bama. He's 6'7". He's not a great fit inside because he doesn't play with physicality. But also, some of his run game play left me wanting more. So let's dive into the film. I'm going to give you a fair evaluation. Let's look at his strengths and his weaknesses. Starting with pass pro. This is undoubtedly the strength of this kid from Alabama. I love to see Evan Neal in pass protection. Watch him here on the right-hand side of your screen. Gets out of that stance with a kick step, travels great ground in the first 2 steps, is patient with his hands, and then is violent at the point of attack, tight hands, is able to stonewall and just stop the edge there from Cincinnati. He looks pretty fluid, and it's so silky in pass pro for a big guy. Is it always beautiful? No, it's not, but he's super effective and consistent in pass protection. Another example here, I thought this was a great example of not overextending or punching early with his hands. I love the patience here. Number 73, left tackle, left-hand side of your screen. I want you to watch Neal get out of his stance. He's ready for a little quick pass set. But right here, he doesn't shoot his hands early and cause himself to get off balance. Watch how he waits for the edge to make this little outside move, and then he engages his hands. It's a little outside on the left shoulder pad, but overall does a great job. You can really see it at full speed. Have a look how Neal is patient, doesn't shoot, and then gets his hands and is able to stonewall, keep the hands of the defensive lineman down, is really stout there, ability to drop the anchor, and he doesn't get anywhere near the quarterback. It's a really nice rep again. Let's look at one more pass rushing rep now from Evan Neal against Florida this time, SEC matchup. I mentioned it the first time, but have a look at how much ground he covers and how well he gets out of his stance for a bigger dude. I like the amount of territory around the arc he's covering. And then once again, he doesn't overextend, doesn't get out in front. He's patient, times the punch well, is able to stonewall. Look how he arches the back of number 7. He stands him up. And then as he gets marched in the backfield a little bit, I want you to watch how he reestablishes his base and just kind of works him around the arc. Make sure that he's not in the throwing lane or the eye line and gets him around the corner. This is the strength of Evan Neal's game, and it's important in today's NFL. Silky in pass protection, big strong man, effective, and rarely makes mistakes. That's a great trait, and the Jets could obviously use that. But at the same time, they have Mekhi Becton, they have George Fant, they could possibly bring back Morgan Moses. So is it worth taking him at number 4 just to fill a hole that they already have pretty well filled? I guess that's the question. In my opinion, the biggest weakness in Evan Neal's pass protection is his vision and sometimes his football IQ. This is a great example against Florida. It's not the most exotic front. You've got 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers showing pressure. You have a back in this protection as well. He's taking on number 11. So realistically, Evan Neal just has to worry about number 7, the outside linebacker on the right-hand side of your screen. But for some reason, off the snap, he gets caught staring at number 6, the 3 tech. I'm not really sure why, and just lets the edge just go free to the quarterback, and he's late to react. Pretty simply, have a look at the running back. He's got number 6. He's coming in to chip once number 11, the linebacker, clears out. Evan Neal, eyes get lost. You see this quite a lot on his tape. Late off the snap, makes a mistake, and it leads to a rush throw from the quarterback. I saw a few too many of these, and I think this is a bit of an issue for him, and it's definitely something to monitor. I'd be careful with him on the whiteboard when you look at protections and where he fits into those. But the real issue, and the real cause for pause for me when watching Evan Neal, was his play strength, his lack of aggression, and his lack of mobility in the run game. I just saw him being pushed around and disengaged far too often, and I know pass pro is the most important part of an NFL tackle's role now. But in this Jets scheme and Mike LaFleur, the wide zone, the outside running game is key. Then you've got the play action off of that. Does Evan Neal truly fit? 73, left tackle, left-hand side of your screen. I want you to watch the double team. that he gets on here with the tight end. You can see he's in a really good position, gets stood up a little bit there at the point of attack, but watch him just shed Evan Neal and get to the running back. This is far too simple. This isn't even a one-on-one block. This is a double team on a defensive end with a linebacker, and he just gets thrown to the ground. Watch this one, same game against Georgia in the SEC championship game. He really struggled. Number 73, one-on-one with an outside linebacker. He gets overextended, another little push-pull, and look how easy the disengage is to get to the running back. This is Evan Neal in the run game, and this is a serious concern, and I don't think it's been talked about enough for a top 5 pick. This is far too easy. Another example against Cincinnati, this time it's talking more about his lack of mobility. He's on the back side of this running play, meaning they're running to the right-hand side of their offensive line, and his job is to get to number 0 here, the linebacker. Off the snap, he just does not have the ability to get out of his stance and get to the linebacker. Look, I understand that defensive players are allowed to make good plays too, and he does a nice job shooting the gap, getting skinny with his body, contorting his hips, only gives him half a target. But Evan Neal's just not that guy in space. And you saw the lack of aggression and how easily he was pushed around. When you combine that with an inability to get there to the second level, I don't think that's great. And it made me think I would rather take a corner than take Evan Neal at 4. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's where I'm at. But there are flashes of Evan Neal in the run game that get you excited. Against Cincinnati, look at him here on the front side of an outside zone run, get tight hands eventually, work them inside, and look at him just get this outside linebacker to the sideline and throw him to the ground. He moves this man 20 yards plus laterally, and it's a great example of being able to get him outside and make an aggressive play and finish, but I just didn't see enough of it. So guys, in a 5-10 minute video, that's a snapshot of who Evan Neal is as a player. Very effective in pass pro, very good athlete in that regard and good in short spaces with his feet and getting out of his stance in pass protection. And it's great. I can't undersell that because it's an important quality and we all know that. But there's more to being a tackle. It's a holistic position and his run game stuff concerns me. And I'm going to be honest with you, I just said it then, I don't think you can pick him at number 4 if you're the Jets because he can't play guard in the NFL. He's not physical enough, he's too tall, his center of gravity just doesn't work at the position. But I'm not sure he's a great fit in our system. Plus, the Jets have 2 starting caliber tackles. I'm all for taking elite blue chip prospects at premium positions, even if you have good players at those spots. But I'm not sold Evan Neal's that guy. So guys, appreciate you watching. Make sure you stay tuned. Our next video is going to be on, ironically, a Georgia edge rusher. So make sure you keep tuned in to Play Like a Jet. Plenty of draft coverage coming. Thanks for watching.